Lord Jesus.
47-9. 47-9. Home game. National TV. Detroit Lions in town. And you put up 9 fucking points. Aubrey's the MVP by a fucking mile. By a country mile. Jerry Jones, the entire structure needs to be eliminated. And like Kamala Harris and ICE. Built from the bottom up. Needs to be completely discarded, destroyed, lobotomized, murdered, completely reorganized. But it won't, because we know who Jerry is. We know that he's going to fucking live forever because he's drinking on adrenochrome or whatever the fuck are made of virgins. And his son is even worse. We know that moron won't spend $1 to save his own mama's ass. He'd step over your body for 3 of them. He's a piece of shit. 47-9. The last time the Cowboys got whooped this bad was the first half of the Ravens game. Then they pretended to come back and got whooped again. Dak Prescott's responsible for what? 3, 4 red zone turnovers in 2 games? Playing like shit. Mike McCarthy and Zim, 2 verified fucking boomers, have to go. They got to go now. This is the issue. Here's the fucking issue. Injuries out the ass. Everybody knows that. Blah, blah, blah. You never went and got another wide receiver. Tolbert and Turpin are who's in town now that Cooks is out. Even with Cooks being out, you still needed a third. You wouldn't go get Amari Cooper for whatever fucking reason. You don't want to spend the money. You wouldn't get a defensive tackle. Didn't want to spend the money. You wouldn't get another running back. And by the way, Dowdle had his best game of his career last week, and he barely got any touches in the first fucking half before the game got out of control. You just put him on the bench and didn't play him enough. I don't know why. And you couldn't get a backup corner or safety because you're fucking moronic. And now you got a 5th or 6th rounder playing a lot of snaps that shouldn't be playing. The entire structure has to go. More importantly, the offense that McCarthy is running is from the fucking 1990s, and every defensive coordinator worth anything has figured it out. Zim can't motivate his guys. The entire team has quit on this coaching staff. Quit. They don't care. They don't want to play. They're getting run through. Montgomery is running free for 7, 8, 9 yards before somebody touches him. That's what happens. That's what happens when you don't give a shit about playing and you don't fucking care because your coach is a piece of shit. Google Night of the Pillow. Night of the fucking Pillow. Google that shit. Those 2 boomers gotta go by any means necessary. Enough of this shit. I'm sick and tired of being in a lost decade for 3 of them. 30 years. 30 years. This is supposed to be the Dallas fucking Cowboys. The Dallas goddamn Cowboys. The only way this gets fixed is if people quit talking about the Cowboys. Jerry Jones is 82, and he looks the exact same as when he was 72. I don't know how it works, besides making a deal with the devil. The dude is full of Botox and filler and whiskey, and he's going to outlive us all, because that's God's judgment. It's a fucking nightmare. Jared Goff only had to complete 18 passes to get to 315 yards. They ran for over 184 yards on the ground. Dak threw 2 picks with a QBR of 42.2. McCarthy can only coach with the most talented teams in the world. He won 1 ring with Aaron Rodgers, who won, 3 MVPs. Think about that. That's the highlight of his career, is the Packers. He only came home with 1 ring, and he had an MVP 3 fucking times. That's bad coaching. They're undisciplined. They get more penalties than anybody. And how do you blame them? I wouldn't blame them. When your head coach can't be disciplined enough to lay off a 3rd portion of spaghetti and cheese curds. Ozempic hating Mike McCarthy. Hate me all you want for that shit. I don't care. I love fat people. But I don't expect professional athletes to look in the eye of a fat man and say, yeah, you're right. I should be disciplined and know my assignments, because you sure know yours at the buffet line. A lot of people say I'm not in a good headspace. I never have been in a good headspace. I've never been known to be solid. There's bumps in the road. There's ups and downs. But my weeks have been ruined more often than not by this ownership, this general manager, this monkey on my fucking back. McCarthy won 12 games in a row a few times with the Cowboys, and the Cowboys had a whole lot of talent. One of the best O-lines in the country, in the league. Good enough defense. Great D coordinator. And a quarterback that was on the same page with his fucking wide receiver, which apparently is illegal now in the state of Texas. Not the state of Texas, never mind. Because CJ Stroud knows how to fucking do it. The fucking Houston Texans are now the team of Texas. But we all buy the shirts. We go to the games. We drink the beer. And the national media talks us up nonstop. And as long as we're in the conversation, I don't think Jerry does a goddamn thing. And when he's gone, I don't think his son's going to do anything either. They don't want to spend hard money. They don't want to spend actual fucking cash. They don't want to do it. They refuse to do it. That's why they ain't got Amari Cooper. That's why. That's why they didn't sign a defensive tackle. That's why they didn't go get another player in the secondary. That's why they didn't get a third receiver before that, because they think they can draft their way to greatness and then pretend to be cash poor. When everybody knows a salary cap is a lie, it's just like taxes. You just move numbers around, and all of a sudden, voila, it fucking works. So the Cowboys refuse to play that game because they don't want to put hard money on the fucking table. Oh, we got to pay Micah. We got to pay these other players in the future, so we can't spend any money today. Every other fucking team with half a brain figures it out. You sign the good ones early, you restructure them when you have to, and you go get free agents. They didn't get shit for free agents. They didn't do a goddamn thing. They're the laughing stock of the NFL. They got worse than last year. They're a worse team on the roster than last year right now. But they're all in, man. All in. Jerry's all in, y'all. All in. Well, I'm all into fucking debt, and so is anybody else following this fucking team and spending money and betting on them. That's for damn sure. We got other games. Other games I want to talk about, I guess. The Bears are back. I was wrong about Caleb Williams. He went 23 of 29 today. Looked fucking good. Looks like he's had a whole lot of growth. Jaguars are reeling, so everything's right in the world down there. Bo Nix is not good. I finally feel vindicated. He's awful. Baker Mayfield, very fucking good. Looked great. Washington, good. Put up a good fight against Baltimore. Baltimore defense, not good. Not good at all. A couple of reactions from Twitter. Everybody telling me that they're enjoying my pain. That's great. I appreciate that. The pain that I feel will be nothing like the pain Mike Zim and Mike McCarthy feel when the night of the pillow finally comes to fruition. We all had our chances. But here we go. I also hit a money line parlay today. Actually, I won every bet that I made with Cincinnati pending. Bears, Tampa, and a parlay of the Packers, Chargers, and the Falcons. So I'm up today. Had a bad day yesterday. 47-9. I just can't get over it. I can't get over that, to get whooped that bad at home. And I saw something from John Machota, who we should have on the podcast, by the way, John. Producer John I'm talking to. We should have Machota on the pod. He writes something for The Athletic now. These are the halftime scores of the Dallas Cowboys' last 4 home games. Packers 27, Cowboys 7. Saints 35, Cowboys 16. Ravens 21, Cowboys 6. Lions 27, Cowboys 6. Last 4 home games. Those are the halftime scores. This is just, the entire franchise is just completely ass backwards. It's just, they do not care about the common fan. They don't care about the people who live and breathe this shit, who live and die with this shit. My whole week's ruined. And somehow I'm going to convince myself to watch it next week like everything's going to work out. It's not. It never does. This is just pain and misery since the mid-90s, really. This is nothing. This is not anything that brings me happiness. This is just misery. I'm like a battered wife. I just keep coming back to the table thinking he's going to change. Or an alcoholic dad. He leaves to get milk, takes a left turn and never comes back. And I think, something really bad happened at the gas station to get milk. He got kidnapped or robbed, or he had to save a woman down the street, so he ran away from a running car and somebody stole it. But really all he wanted to do, and when he comes back, he's going to have that same milk carton and say, I'm back, man, I'm back, I'm sorry, oh, I just saved the world. He ain't coming back. He left your ass. You're not good enough. No matter how bad we are, we don't deserve this shit. 47-9. Kicking field goals. They're down like 4-6, and they got Aubrey running out there for a field goal. You fucking cowards. You fat fuck. Fucking boomers. They all boomers. Fucking boomers. That's all you got to say. Go get me a Shanahan tree offense. Give me some fucking pre-snap motion, please. Not this shit from the late 90s that McCarthy, it's like McCarthy put his playbook in the weight room and then went and did his life and then walked in there randomly on a day he was feeling up about himself and was like, oh yeah, this thing that's been collecting dust. He had to kick open the fucking door because the hinges are frozen shut from all the rust and the mildew. And then he found his fucking playbook, dusted it off, used it as a fucking coffee table while he had half a pound of cheese curds, and then said, wait a minute, I can use this. I'll take it to Dallas with me. Both Zim and McCarthy were unemployed when Jerry came calling. Those two sons of bitches need to be sunset at a fucking retirement home playing shuffleboard or eating their way to diabetes 4 or whatever the hell he's finna have. They shouldn't be working for the Dallas Cowboys. They should be working for Incarnate Word in San Antonio, playing fucking D3. They should be playing Madden and learning how to play bingo or read Braille or get a fucking hobby. Because they sure as shit shouldn't be employed in the fucking NFL. But Jerry doesn't think so. Got me fucked up. The East is gone. That's obviously gone. Maybe the Redskins, the Commanders. Maybe the Commanders can pull it off. You know what? God bless them. Give a shit. Glad it ain't the fucking Eagles. Sirianni's a moron. Shaved his head. Trying to be a Jason Statham. Looks like a fucking idiot. Just, if it was just depression, it'd be better for me and my family. But it's just rage because I don't know how to process my feelings. So it's just fucking anger. That's it. Just mad. Just so fucking mad. This is when drugs get done. This is when you cook up a fucking pot. When you just get in front of the stovetop and turn that motherfucker up. Can't coach his way out of a paper fucking bag. Expected to motivate this team. These players are done with him. They're so done with the way this season's gone. They're so done with this franchise. Nothing is going to work out. Nothing for them. There's no coming back from this. There isn't like, oh, we're going to get a couple rush ends back and then Goff won't light us up. That's not true. Lamar Jackson lit us up. It's just not true. We're going to keep getting lit up. The defense is fucking soft as shit. It's not good. Not good at all. And next week, who do the Cowboys have next week? Who wants to fuck?
You guys got, you're at the Niners Sunday night.
Oh, thank God. At the Niners. We know how good Zim is against the Shanahan tree offense, so that's going to go well. It'll be Niners minus fucking 9 next week. That's good. Be a happy-go-lucky day for me. And that's week 6. That's good. It's great. Well, week 7, the Cowboys have who? Tell me they're on
that. Next week is week 7, I believe.
Oh, that was week 6. What's the week after that?
You're at the Falcons.
Oh, great. Now Kirk Cousins can carve us the fuck up. That's fun. And that'll be a little revenge game for their head coach. Because we walked Quinn out thinking that we had a better shot at stopping the run. with Zim. Now, Zim hasn't coached in how many years? And I was happy with the Zim choice. I thought it would bring some toughness to the defense. But now they're not engaging with the ball carrier for the first 6-7 yards. And god damn it, Tom Brady, fuck me. Got to hear his shit. They did Greg Olsen dirty. They backstabbed the shit out of him. There'll be a 30 for 30 about that. Tom Brady sucks ass compared to Greg Olsen. Greg the leg forever. We'll get shirts made up. Greg the leg or death. 13th floor, bitch. I don't know. I mean, the NFL is there's a lot of parity this year in the NFL, which is kind of surprising. But it's good. I think the Texans look fucking great. Detroit looks fucking great. But everybody looks great. The Saints look fucking great. Doesn't matter. Saints look great. Detroit looks great. Ravens look great. They look great against the Cowboys. Especially at home. Jesus, fuck. There's just, people are going to say, well, Shay, what are you going to do? Shay, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do about the Cowboys? Me, I'm just going to live in my own misery. What are the Cowboys going to do is the question. Nothing. Because if they fire McCarthy, that means that they would have to buy out his contract. They ain't doing that. Jerry ain't spending that money. No fucking chance. He'll sacrifice this year to save him $1 million or whatever it is. And then you would say Schottenheimer is going to step up and call plays. Fine. Okay. Here's the issue. Is these morons on Twitter, these fucking analytical nerds, or these fake GMs will be like, well, if you want to fire McCarthy right now, do you trust Schottenheimer? It doesn't matter if I trust Schottenheimer or not. I don't trust that piece of shit, and there should be consequences for the way he's been coaching. The year is gone. The season's over. It's done. That's a wrap. You cannot let this man walk around the facility like he's the head coach anymore. He's got to go. They didn't score a single touchdown. They barely made it happen against the Steelers. They're not good offensively. And you've got Dak fucking Prescott, Dakota, giving the ball up like it's fucking herpes and he's a stripper in Vegas.
You want to move on to some other games, Shay?
Sure.
You don't have to.
It just... Twitter's fucking...
When is their next realistic win, Shay? Because you go at the Niners, you host the Falcons, then you go at the Eagles, then you host the
Eagles.
Texans.
They can beat the Eagles. I think the Eagles are bad.
Okay. So
I think the Eagles are bad. They got a bad defense too.
Why is home field for the Cowboys not an advantage? Because it's a huge stadium. I don't know how loud it is.
It's a transient town. There's no.
But it's not like though. It's like a Vegas stadium or like the Rams when the Niners play there, where it's all like it's not overrun with visiting fans like these other cities, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
is it?
Yeah. People sell their Cowboys tickets all the fucking time. It's a transient town. There's not a lot of. First off, it's expensive as shit. And if you really want to get the stadium rocking, you lower fucking beer prices and you lower ticket prices. Everybody knows that, but no owner's going to do that because of the money, right? But it doesn't have like a rock solid foundational base of fans that can afford it like like the Oakland Raiders did, right? Or even the Broncos or the Chiefs. There's not this foundational psychotic shit. Like you go to a Cowboys game, they're not like standing all the time. It's not like a crazy environment, home field. It's just not. I don't know why. I think you got too much Dallas fancy in the house. That's the problem. You got too much of those motherfuckers with money that are like, let's enjoy the game.
To your point, I had season tickets for the Raiders for 2 years, the 2 years before they left, and it was $375 a seat for the whole season, and we were in the upper deck on about the 20-yard line. And to your point, we were standing the entire time. Everybody's standing.
Like you can't do like you go to a Jets game and it's fucking crazy. Like I've been to a couple of Jets and Giants games at MetLife and it's fucking nuts.
I know the Raiders are an outlier in the sort of the low end of pricing, like especially when they're in Oakland, but still, I mean, I think Yeah, that feels like a very corporate environment. You know what I mean?
100%. Corporate as fuck. It's not, it's fucking lame. I mean, if the playoffs happened today, NFC would be one seed is Vikings, then Falcons, then Commanders, and then the Niners, which that's surprising. And then the Lions. I don't think it's going to be. The Vikings are fucking good. Vikings are good. Darnold is legit. And of course, in the AFC, it's Chiefs, Texans, Ravens, Bills. That lines up. That's about right. I don't know. Vikings run a bye. Texans look good. Falcons did what they had to do against the fucking Panthers. Who gives a shit? Commanders, I don't know. They put up a pretty good fight against Balmer. I thought that was good. But Balmer defense is suspect as hell. I mean, first off, the fact that they put up as many points as they did. Here, I'm going to pull the fucking stats up right now. I had these here, and then I freaked out about the night of the pillow. But everybody should Google that. Dude, 269 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lamar played his ass off, and they only won by 7. Henry played his ass off. They still only won by 7. It wasn't like some kind of blowout. 24-35, 269, and 2 touchdowns. That's your rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels. Okay? He's fucking doing that? He's fucking doing that? That's damn good. Against a defense that's supposed to be good, historically is good, but they ain't. I mean, they ran for like 170 yards against the Commanders. Like 170 yards against the Commanders. Derrick Henry is fucking reborn. I mean, they put up a shit ton of yards in the Commanders, and they bent but didn't really break. Commanders put up 10 points in the fourth quarter. I thought that was sexy. They still had a whole lot of fight. I think they're a dangerous team. I think they're a good team. I like Jane Daniels a lot. I took him for Rookie of the Year preseason, and I'm happy I did it. No one's close to him right now. And he spreads the ball out too. Like, dude, I don't know, man. 5 different receivers with at least 4 catches. That's a healthy fucking stat line for me. I'm pretty happy about that. It's not like he's throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr. the whole time or CeeDee Lamb like Dakota does because he's got nothing else. He can spread the ball around like that to different receivers that often. A lot harder to defend than just shutting down your number one, fucking blanketing him or bracketing his ass or whatever. I think the Ravens defense is not going to be able to keep up, especially in the playoffs. I don't trust them one bit. Now, I trust the Chargers to make a run here in the second half of the year, too. I think the Chargers and Jim Harbaugh. By the way, Jim Harbaugh leaving the field in like the first couple of minutes said it wasn't gravity or air sickness. What do they call it when you go to Colorado and you're too high in the air and they not
altitude sickness.
What?
Altitude sickness.
Altitude sickness. He said it wasn't that. So either he was shitting his pants or something happened because he went to the fucking medical tent.
Said he was having a heart arrhythmia, I think.
Really?
Yeah, he had one. I think he had an issue a couple years ago. They said he was seeing a cardiologist on Monday.
Is Jim Harbaugh vaxxed?
Oh, great question.
Is that what it was?
I think the real question is how many gallons of milk equals 1 vax for Jim?
Yeah, it's all got to be. What do you call the milk that they don't pasteurize? Not unpasteurized.
Raw milk.
Raw milk. Yeah. It's got to be the raw milk. There's no way he drinks pasteurized milk. No chance. No chance. My whole family's on a raw milk kick in Texas. They drink raw milk, like all of them. They got some farm that they go to and they buy just like bulk. It's like Costco of farmers. I'm sure there's like a militia attached to it. They just buy raw milk. That's all they drink. Give it to the kids, pregnant women. They don't give a fuck. They're like, yeah, absolutely. Pasteurizing shit's evil. For morons. Like, okay. I'm on board with that. Fuck them. Fuck your regulations.
I don't know. You think Bo Nix is fraudulent?
Yeah, Bo Nix sucks ass. Bo Nix is not good. He's 28 years old, and he's not good. And the only reason they've been winning games is that defense, which is good. And then Surtain went down for long enough. And Herbert's good. I've always been high on Herbert. Always. Since his Duck days. I just think he's a great quarterback. I think that they made him throw way too much and he's more of a running game. I still think that's true. But I think Harbaugh can get that fucking team focused and do the right thing. And I think they make a real push in the second half of the season. Get into the playoffs and make some fucking noise. That's a team that could take down the Chiefs. They can do it. I can see that. And yeah, the Bears are good. The Bears are good. That defense is fucking great. And Caleb Williams has gotten a lot better since his first game. A lot fucking better. Again, 23 to 29, 226, no turnovers. Looking good, fingernails. Looking real good. Looking like
How'd the
exactly
defense
what Chicago
look
needs.
today?
Huh?
How'd the Bears defense look today?
Sexy. Good. Well, I mean, look, they're playing the fucking Jaguars, right? They're playing the Jags, whatever. How they looked all year. They looked fucking great. You know, it's not like they're playing the most dynamic offenses all year, but they're doing exactly what they need to do. Oh, I need to do drugs. I have to do drugs. Anyway, that's exciting for me. The Bengals are on right now, but I don't even care. I'm going to watch baseball. I don't give a fuck because the Dodgers and the Mets are playing, and if the Mets win the World Series, Daddy wins $14,000, and that will help nurse the wounds I have from being a Cowboys fan. Of course, Dodgers are up 3-0. Fucking A. Bottom of the third. All right. I'm out of juice. That's all I can do. Tune in next week. Sunday reactions. They're not all going to be like this. I'm just at a loss. This Cowboy shit, man. Other than that, keep the fight up. Google Night of the Pillow and get it in, y'all.